Famura the special edition we mo. Yes. My title, The Dark Side of the Thanksgiving Service. Yesterday was marked Thanksgiving Day or Service Day for the Republic of Ghana. Hallelujah. On Monday, I said and maintain, I, Kwaku, don't endorse 1st July set aside for Thanksgiving. No. In other words, if we can give yet another facelift to this Thanksgiving service or Thanksgiving exercise, like a national cleanup exercise across all regions, all regional capitals, districts, communities, where Monday me kama some say me Kwaku amti he die some Thanksgiving service there me support any say John Mahama na NDC phone to me nkodi o Thanksgiving. No, o metimi akoye nyese ye kan antene mo eja there be, but I will tell you and I'm giving you my reasons. Say kamia make us a Thanksgiving way ehun hia emom yemfa ensi ho ma se enteye Republic Day na ye fa hodie bri mum yemfa ntena se enye ye hu ensiesie enti yemfa 1st July no emfa nye die ben ahusiesie ema yankasa as a people, as a nation. If we have to put a facelift, another facelift to it. Yeah. Me Kwaku na me advise John Mahama and I say a special advisor. Make a chance say John Mahama. No. I'm not against Thanksgiving service, neither am I against the build up of what? Cathedral. But the Korea is saying, what happens? What became? Obi ako contested. Or say meba me wade we a meye ede ama onyankopon ede ado onyankopon ase o man obi anka ho wo na wo kokoye wade e na wo say obede onyankopon ase ho. Yes sir. So I can hazard a guess there. President John Dramani Mahama contesting in between somewhere, he sat in his closet and I say ade ameye ni and I wash say no warrior. Yes sir. Indeed, I cited the people of Rwanda, where Paul Kagame on Monday, I cited the people of Rwanda, where Paul Kagame has declared every Sunday of the week as a national cleanup day and physique. This is because he has put in premium on the human capacity. Example, in a nation where in the age brackets of 40, 50, 60, perhaps above, are rapidly dying on a record high, what would you do if you are the leader of the nation? You definitely have to apply something, wouldn't you? On Monday, me can say me say, show. Or maybe to say Rwanda. Me call bear 5 years now, I'm quite sure. Me nim dear sa woma sesa dia, but the time I me call no. Adia me di meni ko hu ni say, kwesi de biara no. President of Rwanda, Ayora Paul Kagame, will declare say kwesi de biara eye ahotwe eda. Eye ahotwe eda o. Ena science so ye apomuden ho eda. 81 Obiara bebia wobia within how many provinces in Rwanda no obia be sorry ye obia prapra ni mpesua so afi ye science so exercise na metiade bia se wo ho kire se oman bi ti say na se nipa na ewom no from 40 above 50 60 brackets way wono mo wu enipa sa ewu a there say what as na say nipa na omu no they are the human capacity of the nation. And it says, then something fundamentally may be wrong somewhere. So President and I say, your shese, send me pay na no best sorry kwesiada ubia yemfa apomiden ho can say dwumedie bi nhihya so ubia tisi mountain aprapra yesiesie yempeswa so na mni ade yiye fi ni ade fifiri ho kama na makro no ma den ate afi so as a so bia so nam a mountain so ho wo mo a ekomirika street to street wo mo wo e kan say a exercise center and I'm friend example refie what I say gyms is it gym one more gym our more year exercise or honor idea be so just say anywhere or national park now we won't believe it say we at the apomuden ahondin and the lifespan of the people no ebekwa anymore dan say the whole week you know wonu didi a na omo de abeto ho weekend no na ye nsanum ensanwie enamwie Sunday obi an sorry come on for your exercise ya me ko hu wo Rwanda no as part of Paul Kagame the policy driven for the people of Rwanda no man say enipa say wo mu takoso a na o ma ye ni a enya de anipa bewu basabasa ya henzu check it check. Sa age bracket here, Mackay. You will rough in the Republic of Ghana. More Republic Day. Nana Mudijina Hono. Now, okay. I can also cite an example of the US President Donald J. Trump, whose recent elections into government was heavily supported and backed by the evangelicals. But never, ever, I have heard him say he need a national day with evangelicals because he wants to make America great again. No, indeed. America may yes way, and you're gonna no. The whole world, no be no. When we see kind of create the kind of chromatra to say, in God we trust, yet they differ from that inscription. Yeah. Check it, says Kanazu. If I'm to take my time and give you interpretations of a new $1 and so on, but show, Mamifa Trump in Siho. Trump ye ni pebia, me ye see ye, kone French see ye kwa. Trump won't me win elections. Ewa America da say, Kanipa anon semwa ye ki kanemnia dia. Trump would not win elections for America memo. Yeah. Now so here. Ebra Trump here not dream say. Ebra Republicans in here say. Susu say dream say. Trump and omdini be no. Ah? And on na US media no. Amma Donald Trump. One I have ever me who be that in the whole of the American politics one president back on waba when you're the bad president, the heaviest bad press yet. Ebra Trump here not doing so all co-election no. And you pekua one almost sorry din the evangelicals. Check the records. Evangelicals no wine one more movie omuye Christopher. They believe in God, they trust in God, everything. The evangelicals gave him the backing. Huge. But what is on evangelicals we need a national day of what? Because yes, I want to make America great again. What's it? We need bread. The world power. The world's most superpower, America. He's busy. He doesn't have time. Time na da man no. And for going to call evangelicals, he got no time. Ain't got time, folks. Because of the promise you be to her, I'm the people of America, including the global world. Or say I would make America great again. Quote and unquote. Until I don't know how. Yes, we cannot compare the construction of the cathedral to that of Thanksgiving service. No. However, my question, do we actually need to set aside this day for this exercise? Or we can commission our district municipal assemblies to ensure what I call, again, the cleanup exercise project. across streets, pavement, markets, etc., to ensure the country is properly clean, rather than a government would come to power and would have to embark on that exercise with the taxpayers' money. Which one do you want? Which of this do we want? Nti yentimi mfa even the Republic Day ni nsi ho se dabio moma yemfrefre municipal district assemblies because ye create say nyumaku ina sisiwa. They are drawing budget from government, from the central government, and yet we don't see anything. Municipal assembly for a year. Say do mpeswa so ko check it. Ekwanya wo fie mpeswa so honya any street nyane within mpeswa so ne etutu. When was the last time the district or municipal assembly in the house on be kwan no? Wo meduma ne say e dey na omo ye. Nothing. IGF no ko mo generate ni minimum ade omo dey ye. Enti ye betimi atena se asoman e design another blueprint say no. E da we ye fa hodie kase a Ghana again is our republic no. Therefore, mumyemfa nye bibi nso a eno so ebeye national in character or enye adwuma. Enti municipal assembly for no be supervisor all over the country. Yenko edwom, yemprapra dwom ho. Yenko emonten so ye street ni so, yemprapra street ni so. Yenko pavement no. Sa pavement no. Mudiama street pockets no. Emo mote wo omo ye de omo ye no. Yenko prapra ni na so. Era nam te ye. Eno we evaluate eno to that of say you allow the pavement to be occupied by hawkers to dirty the place to the extent say womo say kwan so na ye ho fi including even nani mo the central district. The central Accra, Shesedia Ekrunumu aye the central business district aye fi Polanye Edianinie. Nenya se most our politicians NDC and MPP you don't know. We need to say, swear to God. Na mo Shesedia Ekrunumu aye fi na mu bon yare afa kroni say afi na NDC ba no. Wo mani abrese yen konko tu sa ankrofo no so sa yen de yempa mo mviri sa but the American say nti ye de ye a national assignment sa assignment no enkoba say afi as I say abaiba power no ba obe spend ye sika e dey exercise nemu mumema ye be ya de bia sa de no e be ka ye ho na be ye su na be ye ban so government will not have to spend money again to go and do that exercise. Sena wo hold that eba ne saying maybe American obi si Kwaku you are right o under the fourth republican constitution mo presidents am be na bie ni ho me wo gidi wonimu. I'm telling you guys under the fourth republic and no me mo send more enti ye dey Thanksgiving yem fam ko ya prapre yen siesie ho e yemprapra ye fie yemprapra meimu e ana modi efia ewo the whole Ghana e di kohye nipa ba konsa ene ye sori a ye si etua say nipa neka ene meka say nipa no waye ye se tam yet the whole regional capitals and districts and communities are oho eye na sede say so opra as far as Zoom Lion ye concern ntimi nye adwuma no enso he waye ye se tam nipa ba ko na ni ye na waye no ni nara no so no the same politicians MPP NDC muji sika no ho wi a na mo de aberane campaign mo ba na ma say den mo the contract na to so so Ghanaians me be say we evaluate the brains of your politicians and their way of life and how they are handling the country and the kwanya wo mu si say ebre na ebre su ni ho ma wo. Wow. I will not compare cathedral to Thanksgiving, but both exercise we mienu minim mfaso ebenya wo ho. After Thanksgiving there, well, minim say the oman sika na yede koye yo say nya nia minim o. But the National Cathedral ne dey si ho. And also yet ye ba bi nka bi nhemu yi bi mfiri mu. De etia ne say owura Kwaku ado se me ba me bede ejanase. Wo ba bede ejanase ate ase. Bede ejanase wo kwan so a wa wo du botom sika be de obe. Yehu ya ne se wo kotu amuna donko wapam nipa egu sampe so aso ho nyina. Wobubu dan bebre, wasai nyama bebre cost oman several billions and billions of Ghana cedis. No so dachi biara. The same Ghana for ye tie baby a. Wo musum hwan so musum hwan European na bem se yenkonkosi cathedral sans yi nye kwakoya ohoye aso dem o yi nye ye be ko hakoye edu ye kosom Nyankopon. Maka cho se mpese me ko cathedral because ma Nyankopon bi wo. You see, fundamentally, when you speak like this, the most weak minds, the weakest links now, no, do you can say, oh, akwe, where bonzam, one sum nyame, one pen nyame, sana motie. But you see, ask yourself, how many times have you not speak like this? Now, okay, say we in fasobe na unyae. Mak klape mon say. Abumwa 1 million times 365 days. Listen, ma bomunsem say ya 365 days rotational. It goes and come like this. You think it's not enough? Munna nyamiase papa biaye. Oh, well, I think that it's a special thing of our presidents. Nze, my hubi, ewo atamels dear. Atamels adebia and whom assembly making. Because I quite remember say Atamels time, you declare national cleanup exercise. And a good one. Rollins but Rollins you be no so per se or may every time yempra promemi. I quite remember I saw Rollins descended in a gutter. Rollins he got him. Yes, we didn't feed that. The rest na mobile na gentle for kusi diamond Yankopon, kusi temple, kusi caricature, kweye say ne mo de omen sika aye de mo pe. Ye nyamfa so bia o mu o. Asofo no nso eba ho no about saying about 90% they are kromfo, they are bunch of thieves and criminals. They know themselves. And I mean who be o. I don't want to be provoked to show their pictures. They say bunch of them about they are bunch of thieves and criminals. They are not Christ-like. I don't care who you are. Also for to hell with you. Me say, the first American say, I've told President Mahama, say, exercise we. Apart from what John Mahama is doing, beautiful, may endorse it. But me say, interactions no ne Ghana so funny be yano. The story will be told in a very fine day, and I will help them to tell that story. Because I know so-called men of God are more Ghana. Minim dudwa na api dodo. No munye nipa. When Yankopo din a dom susu keke. But their tongues later what? Setbacks, roadblocks, and what? Evil. But you know the sad part. Even among themselves, as often among themselves, oh, they are the enemies of themselves. However, said they are preaching the gospel. And they are telling you who Christ is, but among them, Nankasano. Among them. Omuko John, Omuye Bibi, Omu, Ma Inshrebiaba, or Minus, Inshrabe, Baby Agan Edri. Namasofon Omunto. Now, try as a Ghanaian, take me away. As a Ghanaian, one cassa trust, Nassis, and I said, Baby Omenya Druya, Bonini Timode, and a Pania Rihanna Jo, and Samonia Causeway. Namu may see a secular state whereby about saying 60 or 70% in Nipe women a Christ of way and Umbonye. Thanksgiving. Some of the yard DB a bear and also bear what national in character Kwaku and bad. Because for me, what I do know is that one, the spirit of the nation and Kasana is driven on what? On the hills of what? Christianity, because yani a Dawson. Two, Kwesiada the same equation. Monday, kosi the Kwesiada. This 7 days, we nipa de tia saw them. asofo na bia omo dan se tete ho se nipa mra enti on one hand they didn't cry across that. So what else? Because we hear more. Thanksgiving was when? Tuesday. Between Tuesday and Sunday, it will be 48 hours. And the Ghanaians, thousands of Ghanaians, were in their various chapels, cathedrals, synagogues, and what have you. Our mobile empire. And when you be shame one, ne one ne saying, strong woman is saying. So, enti yama ye pavement ni su nara no man mu bon na ye fi na mo de tax force e ko chesi nipa etu nipa free kwan ni so no amampani am wo man mu NDC ni MPP enti mo ye policy bi ena ye yes enti am wa yana. Well, politicians of our nation have ostensibly gambled with the cleanliness of this nation for far too long. And still, they aren't through with us. They aren't through with us yet. This is shocking indeed. And yet, they go to churches to ask for God's favor and blessings. What means the politicians on women, NDC MPP, Mudi or main ahotwe Omen yahotwe any said ye bedi huni Mudi politics for far too long. Ne krepa na meka kire mo. I'm telling you guys, Mudi politics for far too long. Kire say. Hwe, some people na wo power. Wonu me good pavement ni so no. He, wo mun kaso mo ho da. Wo mbe jaw mo ma ye fia asay o manim. The only time wo mbe ba mo so no, wo ma wini power yankopa mo mfiri ho. Sa NDC ban so the same. Enye gambo na mode oman ahotwe mode ye na onyankopon so aka wona sem so o say cleanliness to a next to godliness enipa bi a wo ye wo hotie no wo nyame wo ben oman bi a wo hote no nyame oma na bofo edi efri ehusan ehurisi e wo oman nim e mo ye so say Ghana angels bi sane dia na pe wiane anadwo. I doubt it. Politicians of our nation, NPP, NDC, with speed and alacrity, prowess, they have destroyed Ghana's water bodies and forest reserves. And this is what God's unique creation for mankind. Yet, they are destroying this creation with no fear. And still, they are bold enough to tell God, we want you to help us build what? Temples and the many other. There may be new. Somehow. It is one facade thing. Say, Nyankopon abode kra wo boy to say, wo bonua kwaye ensuo. In Genesis 1 there he said, for I have created all this and I have given man power to have what? Domineering over the things of the earth. He did not say some. Ensuo kwaye emepo ni na Nyankopon abode. Eden ye di kwa mayama bi so na kwa he de omo ye ho so ye de tu amanyo ko isi no wenum ba na ase kakra wenum so ba no mo se yeso ye ase ne kakra on se na anom yi hanabisi de kire mo obon hu modern na amanfo person be set confusion man. Why are we like this, Ghanaians? Aden ye ntimi nye bibia me ntimi reflect national in character na mwa yankasa. Because they are some can say, I to say, yeah, your man Mobi, Obi there. The Togolese are there, the Burkinabes are there, the Malaysians, the Singapores, Obi and developing a nation is like what? Training a child from day one of born until he or she grows. First, you must culture the child with rules, laws, practices, norms. Or maybe eni omai bi ye chechire ne te se de wo tete abofra ye wo abofra no a ye de emra sha abofra nsa afi ye kire no we ye nye ne se we ye ne se wo de emra na wo tete no na wo de nye bi so ebetimi nye se esuro but wo de bona trase na abofra ni sua nyoma nkakra sa to se ni mpeni yom sa na omai ye chechire no Now baby say Ghana. Mo mmra no a ye say mmra no bebo yankase ho ban. Ye ma Ghana ye batan ye ma. So which laws being any diama the Ghanaian to follow and obey rather than disobedience and disobeying our fundamental laws and phobia. Madam folks, a nation where her leaders are all heavily divided on political path, and they have set aside political acrimony, divisiveness, roadblocks, setbacks, evil path, and wickedness of men. The question is, NPP, NDC, Obie Kutani different ideologicals, is there not? So the question remains, you could on national Thanksgiving, yet Yakumem no Obia kunsum pa pemu wetimi wakame wayemi say, and all of that. And the scriptures na mo kind catch them say, all of this, or say na wonamwa womusuno mo buying eye kunsum wetimi wakame wayemi say, efeudifo, asasafo, and sanonfo, asasabra for why you will not inherit the kingdom. And so no, I'm going MPP and this no to that same grounds with heavily divided political lines. But I heard one man of God saying, yes, the nation need a blueprint of national character. How many days, weeks, months, years have we not say this? Dabeni ebefa. Okay, and you're not and Jamufa first July and you say MPP and his moment trans and I'm on set the blueprint here. Folks. But I may end by saying, one special purpose vehicle, they corrupted the mindset of these black people, these people of color, was also Christianity. Yeah. And this year, best celebrity, your public day, no, I guess it's a change. And just a religious stuff. No. No, sorry. And to me, I share the forefront. Because religion of Bronin Krodeba and says, here, all the religious edifices, including the cathedrals and whatnot in Europe, turning into what? Into drinking bars and other stuff. You think I'm lying? Folks, it's the most sad thing. The state of religion, like Karl Marx once said, is the opium of the masses. Take a listen to this.
Due to a drastic decline in both 140 churches are up for sale as the UK turns away from Christianity. The Church of Scotland is parting with a century of history, selling off these iconic buildings due to a drastic decline in both worshippers and ministers. Shockingly, a 2022 survey showed that less than half of Britons believed in God, in a sharp drop from 3/4 in 1981. The UK now ranks among the least religious nations in the world. In a striking contrast, critics say that the British who built the first church in Nigeria and established Christianity in their colonies have now seemingly abandoned the faith, leaving it to thrive in places like Nigeria. Today, Nigerian churches are not just surviving, they are thriving. However, this passion does sometimes lead to extreme devotion, with individuals refusing medical help or even skipping work for religious reasons. In an even intriguing disparity, Scotland's historic churches are being sold off, while other churches are packed with religion deeply influencing daily lives. With the proposed sale of 100 churches, will Christianity continue to be a practiced religion in the UK?
Great, folks. Welcome back. Now, I have to go for a short break. My guest